Hey, sorry for the jump cut. I was actually planning on playing more games and recording more live footage. My friend just pinged me to play TFT, so I'm gonna go because I was actually just waiting for them. I just wanted to play a few games here. But let me explain what happened. So I actually hit Master 5 last night, 2nd August my time, within a day, right? So you can see, yeah. So I hit Master 5 here at 4:20 a.m. my time. Yeah, don't ask, my sleep cycle is different. And then I just got back and I wanted to play, maybe 7 to 10 games, I was thinking, and see how far I could climb. I won my first 3 games here in Master 5 and I was like, oh, I'm on a hot streak, so why not record a few games live and maybe you can see if I can get to like a 7 or 8 win streak live, That'll be cool. But I'm definitely logging off now, so I'll continue this streak tomorrow, I guess. But I wanted to show you these 3 replays that y'all missed. So y'all saw like these 2. This was the Tier Elements player who unfortunately bricked, making it a non-contest. This was the Runic Naturia player who I think they bricked as well because they only had Freezing Curses on turn 1, and I assume they drew into Smiting Storm off that Fountain draw, and then on turn 2 they only had this Smiting Storm spell, which was really not enough to put up any resistance against my deck. So yeah, I consider this like a semi-brick as well, even though they kind of had different plays, but they just didn't seem to have enough. And as you'll see here in these 3 replays, my opponents have been bricking the whole past half an hour that I've been playing. It's really incredible. So let's see this first one. So again, these are my first 5 games, right, in Master 5. And like I said, I hit Master 5 in a day using this same old Mekk-Knight Crusadia deck. It's really, I don't see why people wouldn't believe it. It's just it's just doable. That's all. So anyway, let's see this. Okay, play. So I think this was the Exo Sister deck. Yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, these first 5 games that I've played tonight, well, the only 5 games I've played tonight, I've been extremely lucky. My opponents just keep bricking for some reason. I don't know why. You'll see here. This was definitely a brick by the Exo Sisters. 2 set. Actually, I shouldn't have said what deck it was. Okay, so if you're wondering why I didn't use Evenly Matched, I just didn't like the value. There were only 2 cards here. It would only banish 1. So actually my game plan was, and I was also cognizant of Maxi as well. I mean, it's really dumb to say that when they've already used it, but literally that was what I was thinking. I was planning on using Girsu and activating the first effect to dump something, and then maybe activating the second effect if they have Maxi chained to that, then I'll stop, right? But then in this case they used Maxi, they shotgun Maxi straight away, so I was able to avoid giving them the extra draw off Girsu's token summon. But basically, yeah, my plan was if there was Maxi, I would just end on Girsu. I knew that they kind of bricked. I was thinking at this point this is either a stun or Exo Sister or a meta deck that bricked. So I had the Evenly Matched in hand. So I was actually planning on using Evenly Matched on turn 3, basically their battle phase, leaving this Girsu on, right? They set up their board, whatever, they come attack in, and then I Evenly Matched in the battle phase of their turn. That was actually my entire game plan. This is why I did not use the Ash on the Maxi. Just to explain what happened. Because, you can tell, like, I'm really a fan of just like playing mid-range. I don't want to rush things. Yes, I'm a Crusadia player like from the start, but I don't really like to like spam and just like go all in, right? So I was content to just stop here on Girsu and then wait for the Evenly Matched on turn 3 in the battle phase of turn 3. And because like I didn't know at this point if this was Exo Sister or stun, I wanted to save the Ash for any pot of extravagance or whatever that they might draw into, because for these control/stun like decks, the pot draws are really important, and the fact is they seem to have bricked here. So for me, keeping the Ash was more important than trying to overextend. And I think this is just a general concept or gameplay style maybe that the OCG players tend to maybe have internalized a little better. I don't know, because we've quote unquote grown up playing with Maxi, right? So I guess we tend not to overextend when we don't have to. The TCG players who don't have Maxi in their normal environment, maybe they're not so used to this concept of literally just stopping on a gear suit, right? It seems like, whoa, what the hell, you're gonna get run over. But if I lost this game because like they managed to put like an Omni Negate on this board before swinging in, then so be it. Or if they managed to have OTK, then so be it, But I didn't want to lose to Maxi by just going all in, comboing off, and giving them like 7 draws and then like just dying anyway. So for me, like the trade-off was attractive here. Okay, so actually let me speed this up. Okay, so they used Vadis, and then I knew it was Exo Sister, so I just like ashed them. So then it was basically, do they have Martha? And then they just normal summon Stella for some reason, and yeah, this was pretty much game for me. So just show you what happened. Yep. So that was that. So very lucky again. Like I just have been getting really lucky today for some reason. So y'all saw the 2 games live. Brick. This Exo Sister game, I consider it a brick as well. So now we go to the next one. So if people are asking like, how the hell are you doing it with Mekk-Knight Crusadia? How do you climb to Master 5 in a day? And how do you climb to Master 1 in maybe about a week, as I usually do? I mean, luck is a big part of it, I have to say. And also just like the hands, right? I haven't really had bad hands, if you notice. Or you will notice as I play more games and record more live footage. I'm really happy with the deck construction. I think it's pretty consistent. And more importantly, I like how every card in the deck, apart from World Legacy's Secret, is basically live, like most of the time. So that's a really important part of deck construction, where you want to ensure you have as many live hand permutations as possible. Okay, so Ash's Foolish Prayer. Oh, I think this was also a Tier Elements deck. Let's see. Yeah, I think this was Tears. So, oh, actually, why did I spoil it again? Sorry, but so someone complained about Duster against Outlich, and here I have Duster against the 2 set Tears back row. So it is what it is. Going second, board breakers. That's how we win. And of course they had Sulliek. So they get a Rhino Heart, so they have Hafnis in hand already. So at this point I was just trying to bait the Hafnis out, but they also had Ash. But anyway, I just decided to go on with it and forced them to mill, because I had Droplet, basically. I was going to Droplet the Kit Kalas if they managed to hit something. And they didn't. Yeah. So tiers have become quite inconsistent. Although like the full power board is still insane. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mocking them. Like tier is full power with Grapho and everything. It's just absolutely broken and oppressive and should be banned and stuff. But they definitely have had consistency hits that have made it a lot easier to go against them toe to toe. Okay, so they break. So I just Well, if you're wondering why I wasn't on voice earlier, yeah, I was just like, because I was playing and I had like my own music on Spotify on the side, and I didn't want to talk or make content really. I just wanted to record the gameplay, right? Okay, wait, so just to explain here, the reason why I didn't use Morningstar's discard and get Secret was because obviously they had the Mudora, right? So if I dumped Eclipse to get Secret, I would be able to flip up the Secret and get nothing. So that would be a loss, a negative. So instead I decided to trust in the Droplet and the Imperm, knowing that this was a Rhino Heart. Basically, like at this point it's hard to lose, but I potentially could have misplayed if I discarded Eclipse and gotten Secret. So there's something to take note of, keep track of. You don't just shotgun all these effects, right? And I believe this is not the first time I've withheld the Morningstar discard. Morningstar is a very dated card. It's not like all these new like 2022, 2023 cards that basically just don't minus, they just plus like crazy as a Link 2. This is a classic Link 2 that came out when Link summoning was invented, right? It was, you discard this Mekk-Knight and then you get something to replace the body. Lid after that became the plusser, right? She pluses without like that discard. In this case, actually the discard often helps But now that, of course, we already know so many months of this, what's these Ishizu shufflers around, like, and also bestials, like, you don't want to just like shotgun this effect and discard and potentially lose that summon from the graveyard. So hopefully that explains why I didn't do that. And just trusting in the impermanent droplet here, and of course, yeah, negate that, and then whatever that was in the hand didn't matter to me. So cool. Didn't want to overcommit, wanted to keep the maxi in hand in case they managed to special summon on their turn, knowing that I have this droplet in hand as droplet set as well, so that I would have something to discard, send to the graveyard for the cost of droplet. So important not to overcommit, and of course they shuffle their stuff back to try and draw into something. Yep, and this was game. Now I will say, like, I should have set this under Morningstar, but I actually expected to use it earlier than I did, but I never got to use this. So what I'm saying is, the right placement for this is definitely below Morningstar, but I really didn't expect this to last as long as it did here. I thought it would be gone already. So it wouldn't have mattered for the Purple Nightfall special summon, although I would consider this a misplay, just so you know. But in this case, like, I was lucky that Purple Nightfall didn't matter, and I was just able to finish them off. Okay, well, this is, yeah. So, okay, that's tiers. So play 2 tier games in these 5 games, and both bricked. And in fact, all four games here, my opponent bricked, right? So I got extremely lucky to go on this 5-game win streak. And the final game here. This was a 2-turn game, so you can probably guess what happened. But yeah, I've just gotten really lucky. And luck is a huge part of these climbs with such a weak deck. So it is what it is. Okay. So yeah, again, brick. Branded, bricked. And yeah, as you can see, my hands have been really good. I've been very happy with these hands. Even in game states where my hands don't have sufficient board breakers to break through, even in those situations, I've generally been quite happy with the consistency of the hands, because, as I've said before, every card is basically live apart from secret. Well, drawing secret here, right? So yeah, I mean, basically this, I think they just scooped after this. Yep. So yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, proof in the pudding, right? 5 games to start Master 5. All 5 my opponent bricked, and they were non-contest, and I just sacked them for the win. Unfortunately, it's not a very high skill, like, there's not that much skill expression involved, but hopefully you can get a sense of how it's like for me to climb, and I will record the rest of my climb, although I'm not going to promise that I'll record every single game, because I don't know, what if that's like 50, 70, 100 games? I'm not going to record 100 games, right? But I'll record as much as I can, and I'll definitely record like the next time I sit down to play, which will probably be maybe tomorrow or the day after, and then yeah, hopefully I'll get a lot of games, a lot of live gameplay, so that you can just see how it's like to climb early in the master rank with Mekk-Knight Crusadia. Okay, and again, this deck is basically the same deck. It's just the 3 droplet, I believe, that changed. I don't think I changed anything else. I can't remember. You can go back to, actually, why would you go back to the previous video? This is the deck I'm using, so yeah, stick with that. Droplet is extremely good, and I've done away with poly, super poly, because it seemed a bit bricky against what's that, Labyrinth. So I mean, it could be used, but it didn't really help me win games, whereas Droplet is just a lot more versatile. And I don't know why I didn't play this earlier. I mean, I've always been a bit hesitant to play Droplet because of the cost. because it felt like these hands are really tight and you just nothing to discard. But actually in practice, like I've been pretty comfortable with using droplet, so you can try it out. Okay, see you the next time I climb.